So you have a Leaning Tower of Pizza, and that is 183 feet. On the inside, it's 186 feet. And then you are so many feet away from it, make that big A. And then if you would zip line from the top all the way to how far away you are, make an angle of 20 degrees. And then from how far away you are to the Leaning Tower of Pizza, you are 94 degrees. And then from the zip line down, you are 66 degrees. So you want to know how far away you are and how far away you are if you would zip line down. So you would use the law of sine. You would take sine over the 20 degrees over how tall the closest side is to you, which is 186, which is equal to the sine of 94 degrees over how far the zip line is. And you would flip it, and where my eraser is, you'd flip it and you would get 186 over sine of 20 is equal to how far the zip line is, sine of 194. You would multiply each side by a sine of 94, and it would cancel these out, so you're just left with this right here. And if you enter that into your calculator, you will get that the zip line is about 542 feet, or 542.5 feet. And to see how far away you are, you would take the sine of 20 right here over 186, which is the closest side, and equal that to sine of 66, the angle right here, because they are opposite, over how far away you are. And you would flip those like we did before, so you would have the sine of 20 under 186, which is equal to how far away you are over the sine of 66. And you would multiply like you did before, cancel those out, and then you'd enter this part into your calculator, and you would get that you are 496.811 feet away from the Leaning Tower of Pisa. And the way we figured that out was when you have the sine of 20 degrees, which is opposite, because sine is SOA, which is opposite over hypotenuse. And we know the opposite, which is 186, but we don't know the hypotenuse. So we have to figure out the hypotenuse. So that's how we would get the sine of 20 over 186 which is the sine of 94, because to figure out the hypotenuse, we have to know the opposite of the hypotenuse, which is the sine of 94, which is that degree, because the opposite, because hypotenuse is the opposite, so we know that degree, so we just put that over the hypotenuse, which we don't know what that is. But when we solved it, we got the hypotenuse was 542.5 something feet. And the way we figured out how far it was that we knew the sine of the 20 degrees over the 186 that we had before, over the sine of 66, which we need to figure out how far it is. So we look at the opposite, that's right across from each other, which is the sine of 66 over, we don't know how far it is. So we flipped it and multiplied how we did the equation. And we got 496.811 feet away from how far away you're standing from Leaning Tower Pisa if you were to zip line down.